want to ask this question. Please, I want to ask, is it okay for a woman like that the husband is abroad, to send money for foundation, for them to lay foundation in their land, and also a Sienna bus, and she will carry it and give to a pastor, and pastor will collect it without even calling the husband to ask if the husband is in agreement with her to carry the money for foundation that they're supposed to use and lay foundation and sow seed, and also the Sienna bus that she's supposed to be using to carry her children. Is it okay? I just want to hear, and also, is it okay that a pastor will pray for somebody and say you should enter a covenant? I think it's God that answers prayer, right? And if God used you to pray for me, whatever that is in my mind, I can come and, give it to you freely without you taxing me.
Hello, my people. Welcome back to Hill and Ride Africa YouTube channel. Today we are talking about married men and their wives, and today the topic is you are not the only male voices that your wives are listening to, especially if you're an African married man or married man, whether your wife lives in Africa or she lives abroad. It doesn't matter where they live. You are not the only male voices she listens to. Or sometimes she might not even be listening to you anyway. But I want to tell you that you are not the only male voices that they listen to. And sometimes listening to other male voices, it comes with a price, from the pocket of your wives. Or if it doesn't come from their pocket, they might be doing something else, with the people they are listening to. For instance, so many married women in abroad, especially in the UK, they still listening to male voices in Africa. There's some, especially if you are the type that your wife love to listen to this preacher man. These preacher man hustlers in Africa that claim to be praying for people, sweating on the stage, praying for more than 2 hours, and these women, they listen because they want somebody to vicariously pray for their problems. And they listen to these men, they watch them, because, if you pay attention, if you jump into London buses early in the morning, you see these women watching on their phone, the Facebook or YouTube, those so-called men of God or men of prayers that are praying or shouting somewhere on the stage in Africa. And these people listen to them. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't just now that they listen to this man, they send money to this man. Because when you watch those people doing that, praying and shouting, like, if they don't shout, God will not hear them. Or if they're not going to spend like a hypocrite 2 hours shouting and praying that they're praying to a pagan God, God will not hear them. But they're doing this because these people have been paid. People are sending them money from abroad. Instead of sending these people money for shouting and praying, why can't we send this money to people that are in need in Africa, the poor people? God will bless you more than you think that He's going to bless you in sending money to somebody already rich. He's doing this not for, because some of them will say they have callings, but they don't. Because it's always about their subjective opinion. This, I'm called for this. God told me. It doesn't work out that way. And these women, they are watching them and they are involving and they are sending money, because when you look at the account numbers, these people in Africa, they are putting account numbers abroad. You can pay them. You can send money to them. And these women does it. They do send money to those prayer warrior hustlers. Pay money to them. So you are not the only voices your wife is listening to, and it comes with a price. Price of the pocket. instead of sending this money, I'm not saying you should not give money in the church. No, this is not the point I'm trying to make. You can give, but you can't just be sending money because somebody's online praying for you. It doesn't work out that way. Even the Bible, if you read the Bible, it said that if you want to pray, go inside their room and lock the door. Those men are not locking the door, which means they are hypocrites. And after all, their prayer is not even effective, because it's not about shouting that God will listen to someone. Prayer that God listens to is prayer that comes from the heart and is accompanied by holiness, not by acquiring wealth. And most of them, these people doing these prayers, they are stinkly rich, but most of their followers are poor. But they don't care, because in Africa they solve the what we call the bitter truth of or bitter fruit of corruption in Africa is causing people to despair, and they're looking for somebody to say a word to them and say that God is going to hear their prayers. Things is going to work out for them. Things is going to work out for you. But if there's no companies to employ people, how are you going to get job? Job cannot fall from heaven. But people don't understand this. That's why we're talking about it. It's not like we're against the church. No, we are not. No, we're not against prayers. So you are not the only voices that a woman listens to. And sometimes they might give something more than even money. And that's when it becomes a problem, a big problem. Thank you for watching. Peace.